You got the correct shirt on today.
This morning we are removing the rear bumper trim and cleaning under that and resealing that space. When we did our front area, when we replaced that floor, I don't know if you guys over there, that floor section, and if you haven't seen that video, we've replaced an area underneath our couch that had like dry rotted out early on in our ownership of this Airstream.
It seemed like missing rivets behind the trim was allowing water to weep in the hole, was running down the frame rail and soaking into the floor.
Right, and we had like a dry rot scenario. No, when we purchased this, we knew that the gentleman we bought it from had ripped off the awning and that there had been problems, but he said he'd had it like professionally fixed. And so we were a little surprised that it was so very, very wet. We noticed that our sealant was not as effective as it should be when we were wobernizing the trailer. And so we've just been waiting for a 48-hour window without any rain, which I think we'll have today, to reseal. So this rubbery trim, it just pulls out, and you can see they had sealant and stuff. It's that very high bond sticky tape that we keep a roll of in the Airstream. I'm just gonna pull this out. We've got rusty screws, Andrew.
That's kind of what I expected.
That's not great.
Yeah. All right, we are going to reinstall this, so we'll try to keep it nice. So we're going from wheel well to wheel well, basically.
It's wet. Very wet.
You've definitely got water behind it over here.
I'm gonna clean this and lay it on the pavement while you get started removing the screws.
Okay. All right, so far in the first couple feet, I've removed some screws, but I've got a screw hole here with no screw in it. I've got a screw hole here that had a screw in it. Right next to it is an empty screw hole, as if someone took this off, put it back slightly the way it was supposed to be, but not quite. Over here, this appears to be a well-sealed screw hole, but still empty, no screw in it. I'm gonna move down the back and see what I find as I go.
I have very high bond sticky tape running down the whole length of this, and so I'm gonna need like a putty knife or something so I can scrape it off and get this all cleaned up so we can reinstall it. I want to do it right now because it's only going to get hotter and more humid today here. It went from 60 degrees to raining to almost 90 degrees and super humid, which is fine. I'll take the warm weather, but I definitely don't want to be out here in the heat of the day, like 2 to 4 in the afternoon, so we want to get this done early. It's gonna be pretty tedious, but I need to peel off the high bond sticky tape off the back of this if I want to reuse it. And I had been trying it with the 5-in-1 tool down there, but in the end, just pushing with my thumb is actually way faster and more effective, although my hands are probably going to be hamburger by the end of the day. Hot.
Your hair is going to keep attacking you all day. The good news is I only found one screw that just spins. Usually that's the sign that the floor edge that it's going into isn't holding much.
Well, it was repaired previously, I guess air quotes, like professionally before. We'll show you what that looks like underneath the bed.
It's kind of a mess.
It's not great.
Yeah, the bad news is I did find like probably 10 empty screw holes. With some of them had sealant shot into them, some of them didn't.
Well, we're gonna fix that today. Let's get started.
We've already been started.
Let's start again.
Couple sips here. I've cut a little bit with a razor blade, then I was gonna pull on it a little bit, and hopefully as I pull it away I can cut a little more. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
It is.
It's gonna get worse. Let's keep going.
Yep. Slow and steady wins the race on this one. I think I'll do the least amount of damage if I just carefully cut and carefully tension as we go. The bumper is going to be harder because there's two sealant lines, top and bottom, versus just on the top. you do me a favor and lift the trim just a hair on that end?
Sure.
Yep, I think that's loose. The trim's pretty easy to remove. I've taken the screws out and I've chased the top edge of the trim with the razor blade all the way around to here. So outside of the bumper, around the trailer, there is no sealant on the bottom, and that's so any water can drain out. Unfortunately, once you get to the bumper, you don't have the ability to have the water drain out. They try to seal it to keep the water from getting behind it, but it still does. And you can see that we've got kind of sludgy, muddy, algae looking stuff here behind the trim because of that.
I think we're cleaning next, the body.
Yep, absolutely.
Andrew had to take over because
Someone got a little blister.
I got a blister.
I might have a blister by the time I'm done. What'd you do, the first third to half maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. The old double-sided tape on this is awful.
In the meantime, I've gone around here and cleaned. I'm doing that on the opposite side.
Yep.
I haven't started over the bumper. I figure we'll both do that since yours is about done.
Okay, yeah, I got 6 inches left here. How much fun is that?
It's okay. It's not an immaculate job, but I want to do as good a job as I can so I can reseal it nicely. Yeah, so I'm just taking a plastic scraper, like just this edge, with my finger between the body so I don't mark. And I'm just kind of working it around.
Makes sense.
Peeling off. I've already done a lot of this, so I'm not getting big chunks anymore. I think when you're done checking the solar, I think it would be really good for us to walk around and pick up all the sealants that we've peeled off. My parents just welcome us home with open arms when we arrive to do projects and stuff in the driveway, but it's just like, you know, courteous and polite to like try not to leave a mess, a snail trail of project behind us. So
yeah, no, definitely. I will take a pass at cleaning all this up.
okay, thank you.
There's definitely been water behind it.
It's not even like, I mean, look at how.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to show the gap. Yep. So that's the gap between the upper body.
This is just the belly skin.
Yep.
And the body. That's a significant point where water could get in, and then we're missing like tons of.
Yep. It just keeps moisture constantly in the belly. Would be the downside of that.
But it's effortless almost for me to like.
Yeah.
I just start it like this.
It just comes right out.
And it comes right out. Look at that.
Yep. Well, you can see that it's not doing too much in a couple of these places.
We're not going to make it immaculate, but we're certainly going to make it a lot better.
Yeah.
You're awful close to me, buddy. So the holes here and along, they go straight into the plywood floor. It's where they screw in the trim, and there's no sealant behind any of those screws getting wet, which is a problem. So we're gonna fix that.
So one of the things, if you're messing with your own Airstream, is that if these screws just spin and don't back out, it suggests the floor they're in, the plywood, may be rotted out. So it can be a quick check, maybe if you're looking at a Airstream trailer to buy and you can get to those screws and they just kind of pull out without spinning, or just spin when you try to take them out, the floor may be rotted. Helps if I can get it running. How's that going?
It's going.
How's the thumb?
Yeah, very blistered. I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, there it is. That shows up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Project life. I probably should be wearing gloves though.
Yeah,
Right.
that might have helped.
Backing out a rusted screw.
I rescued a screw. Yep.
Yeah. It's definitely hot. We got sidetracked helping install some air conditioners.
You said there was another broken screw on the other side?
Yeah, there is. It's right there.
Until Shauna cleaned up the sealant around this one, I didn't even know it was here. Hoping. I got one, so if it's 50-50. Oh, that'll turn too. Wow. Lucked out.
We did luck out. All right, let's finish cleaning off the sealant on the body and get this trim on before we get afternoon thunder, because it is humid.
Yeah. What's the general idea here?
Well, I want to fill the seam between the belly pan and the body, and I want to make sure that I also go and get every screw hole that I possibly can, and every rivet head behind the trim.
Yep.
Excuse me, please. No.
I think you want to fire in there for sure.
I just need to wipe the tip off so I can keep them.
Did you just switch to right-handed?
I'm a woman of many talents, Andrew. Maybe.
Ambidextrous with the caulking gun. That is the right hole. If you can put a dab of caulk on that now, and then I'll tighten it in.
Okay. It's gonna spin it in, so I don't have to go.
Yep, it will spin in it, so you just kind of want to gob down the... Yep, it's
I'm
gonna be
sorry,
a bit of a mess.
it's gonna be messy on your machine.
We'll clean it up.
Oh.
It's good. It's hot, so it's coming out fast.
Oh, it's really hot.
If I understand correctly, the left side of the trailer means left-handed?
Hey.
Oh yeah, I see you got a spudger to keep it out and then go past the rivet and then use it again. Is that the idea?
Yep. So, but this one's actually, oh,
We'll wipe it.
riveted into place. I shouldn't be talking, I should be working.
Heh. Shauna's using Tremco 635, which is the new formulation of Vulcam. Sometimes it can be hard with the driver to actually find the hole to start a screw, so I'm actually going to kind of go by hand and see if I can hand.
Tighten these last stubborn ones.
Yeah.
Good call.
How's that going?
Well, even with thunderstorms coming, we managed to get the tape on, which is nice because I'll see this every day. This isn't on the roof.
It's polyurethane, so that if it sits there for a few minutes before the rain, it should be okay. It's not like latex that just wash away if it was fresh.
Yeah, but I would still be working out in the rain.
Well,
I don't want to get wet. Although in this heat, maybe that would be for the best.
all right, I'll chase around with the rag and see if I can clean up any little bits that might have got outside the tape.
Okay.
Trying to do the seam.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my pretty clean area look like hell.
We can.
Spudger it with the glove.
Yep, I think we can fix it probably. I think probably. Is that definitive enough?
Yeah, sure, buddy. It's really hot. It's hot to the touch.
Yep.
It's hot in my face.
I'll put a black glove on, that'll help.
Sarcasm noted. You want me to do it? You have bigger fingers.
Your fingers are too small for that one.
Right.
You're ideally suited for like underneath the compartment door with that little tiny...
Maybe.
Yep, there's definitely caulking on your upper and lower lip, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry, shirt. This is why I'm so hard on my clothes.
Yep.
Huh?
I'm just gonna take this off real quick. I've got mineral spirits on the rag.
Okay,
That's just a mark.
denatured alcohol, no?
Oh, sorry, yeah, denatured alcohol. That's a mark from the tape, as is that one.
So I have very high bond sticky tape, and I'm just gonna lay some in here. You would have thought I hadn't cleaned it, but I really have, with all kinds of solvents and stuff, but kind of looks gross. Oh well.
Looks like our sealant line has set up in time and is shedding water nicely.
Please like, subscribe, click that notification bell for more Airstream Wheeler content.